Hi everyone, and it's Star Wars this week, and I didn't get that yesterday, but I'm going to get out today. And topic of discussion. Now, I don't think I've actually done this video. I think I've done a video similar where I talked about Force ghosts. But the question we're asking is will the big three of Star Wars show up? And when I say big three, I don't mean like Han, Leia, Luke. We know Leia and Luke will be in Episode 8. I'm talking about Yoda, Vader, and Obi Wan, and particularly in Force Ghost form. Now, there seems to be a lot of speculation that we are getting at least one of those guys showing up in Episode 8. But the question is who and why? So let's run it down real quick. I'm actually going to start with Obi Wan. Obi-Wan's a unique case because he did actually have a line in The Force Awakens where Rey was having the Force vision. Or Force flashback, whatever she was having. Exactly. He said, "You've taken your first steps, Rey." I just went in the Beatles. Like, "You're taking your first steps, Rey. Ringo says so. The Force is strong with Ringo." But yeah, and it was a combination of Alec Guinness, Ewan McGregor, and I believe the guy who does the voice for him on the Clone Wars series. It was a combination of that, I believe. Ewan McGregor has expressed interest in coming back to play Obi-Wan. There's been talks right now for Obi-Wan's standalone movie. One of the spin-offs would be Obi-Wan's standalone movie, detailing his adventures on Tatooine between Episode 3 and Episode 4. Do we see him in... Well, let's even extend this to Episode 8 or 9. Do we see him at all? That's tough, because when we last left Obi-Wan, it was Alec Guinness who was the Force Ghost Obi-Wan. And that's not to say you can't bring Ewan McGregor in, but it's hard to express why Force Ghosts change. Like, do midichlorians, can they alter their form at all? I mean, I would guess maybe they can, but I can't be certain on that. So with Obi-Wan, I'm not certain. I'm going to lean towards no with Obi-Wan. However, the other two, let's go with Yoda. Yoda, I can almost guarantee was going to show up in Episode 8. For some reason, while it's not a lot of evidence, the evidence we have seems to be hinting towards it. And it's more speculatory information, but speculatory evidence, but it still seems to hint towards it that he's been living on... Oh, I can't remember the name of the planet, because I have heard the actual name of the planet he's on. He's been on that planet for years now. He's been sheltered, but probably communing with the Force for so long. He's probably been talking to someone. When you're strong in the Force, as Luke Skywalker probably has become at this point, you probably can talk to the Force and the Force ghosts. So he's probably been talking to Ben and Obi-Wan and Yoda. Now, do we see Ben? I don't think so. I don't think unless the video I talked about her being a Kenobi makes any sense, which I don't think so. At this point, I could be wrong, maybe. But Yoda, because Yoda is pretty much the mentor to all Jedi, more or less. Before all the Jedi that came after him, he was a teacher in some capacity. And what better way to continue Rey's Force training, or start Rey's Force training, or she starts it and then gets to a certain point, it's like, no, now you must talk to Yoda, the one who trained me. Wait, Yoda, I think I remember that name. Isn't he dead? Death, only beginning it is. What? I'd love it, like a blooper reel. She just starts swatting with sticks. Like, annoying that is. Stop, will you? Stop. It's like, lesson number 2. Don't hit the ghost. Hit the ghost, you will not. I could see a blooper reel of that. That'd be funny. But no, I could definitely see... and obviously, he maybe wouldn't even train her, per se, but would just maybe give some sagely advice. But the real question that we have right now is, will Darth Vader show up in Episode 8? And, of course, not Darth Vader in robe, but Anakin Skywalker, more or less. But Darth Vader. I think he's going to show up at some point in the remaining trilogy, in either Episode 8 or Episode 9. Does he show up in Episode 8? If he does, it's going to be a curveball move, because Yoda's honestly the one I'm expecting among the three more than any of them. Obi-Wan's the one I'm least expecting, though I won't be shocked if I see him. Vader's going to be one I'm actually going to be surprised at, because they're continuing the Skywalker story and legacy. They're continuing that story. Vader's a big part of it. Kylo Ren's warp stripping Vader, even though it's not the Vader that ended up being at the end. I mean, obviously Vader went to the light side at the end of the original series, so there's still there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. The fact that doesn't he realize that Vader went to the light side at the end? This why is he words? Show me again, Grandfather. It's like, you realize, dude, I'm on the good side. No, Grandfather, you're just confused. No, I am good now. And there's Tom now. Hi, baby. Love you. I'll let you out in a little bit. Okay, I'm just gonna finish this video up, which won't take much longer. But yeah, it's like, doesn't Snoke obviously played on him and stuff like that? So clearly he's confused, and now he's, again, is he irredeemable? You can check my video out on that too. Obviously no character, if done right, is truly irredeemable, but it's not irredeemable in the storytelling eyes. It's irredeemable in the movie goer's eyes. He killed Han, man. He killed one of the most beloved characters in all cinema. So it's gonna be hard to come back from that. But does Anakin, and furthermore, does Hayden Christensen, I believe that's his name, show back up? Maybe, because that one was retconned. That unlike the Alec Guinness one, that one was retconned to have Hayden Christensen show up in the special editions. And what you got there? Okay, you got just a rawhide chew. Okay, it's good. You can chew on your rawhide chew. Take your rawhide chew? Okay, just want to be sure. She got hold of a piece of chicken a while back, and I had to get the bones out of her mouth. But anyway, so yeah, because if Anakin Skywalker does show up as a Force Ghost, it's going to be Hayden Christensen. Now, most of us are on record saying that the majority of us don't like the prequels, even though there are some who like the prequels. That's fine. But one of the things that didn't help is that Hayden Christensen was honestly not a bad choice to play the character. He just got shafted because the direction was terrible. But with better direction, with a better director, and I like George Lucas. He's a good director in certain aspects. He just grew too comfortable with his ideas and not listening to enough of others and not knowing when not to do something. So, and that's been said to death, but it's true. So, with different directing, I would like to see how Anakin is portrayed by Hayden Christensen, because Hayden Christensen, again, wasn't a bad choice. It's just he was given bad direction in the prequels. He was sounding monotone or just reading off a script half the time. He's sounding whiny teenager. See, I think at one point I argued the point that Kylo Ren is kind of Anakin 2.0 in the sense that that's kind of how the Anakin arc should have gone a bit more. He was far more conflicted when you see him. His turn wasn't so sudden, even though it made some sense in the context of the story. His turn wasn't so sudden. He struggled. With Anakin, it should not have been okay. It should have been, I'm so conflicted. Please help me. I am Vader now. Thank you. It should have been something like that, honestly, with Anakin. That's why that's why Kylo's real true turn to the dark side was a lot more impactful, even though the scene was very telegraphed. So it was kind of lost about the punch. But anyway, yeah, so if I were to say what the odds are for us seeing them, I think Yoda's near 100%. And I'm going to go a full 100%, but I'm going to go 90% we're going to see Yoda in Force Ghost. Vader, even though it's the one that I think is the second most likely, it's going to be a bit more surprised if we see him. And I know that sounds weird. I'm going to go a bit more like a little bit 40% right now. And Obi Wan's about 20%. And it's not. And as low as that sounds, I do think it's likelihood we could see all three of these guys, because they were prominent figures in the original trilogy. Just, it's difficult to really pinpoint when we know so little about Episode 8 and basically know nothing about Episode 9. I think we know like one or two tidbits about Episode 9. That's about it. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. If you have ideas for who wins, put those in the comments below too. I will get to those. If you have ideas for the Soy Phone versus match coming up for the Bleach who wins in October, please give me ideas for that one too. If I don't get to them for October, I will save them for another point in time. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.